So we're back in on this Lab 95. So there were two new problems. One, it was running fast, and then this motor was making a clicking sound. So I think I've isolated where the clicking sound is coming from. If we zoom in right there, can you kind of see? You can see that divot. So you can't see it so much this way, but there's a divot on the bottom here, and in this reservoir, that's where this little we'll just that's where this little ball bearing sits, and this spindle sits on top of that ball bearing, and that's what is the cause of the noise. So I did use a sewing machine oil, and so it was quiet as it was running up until about 5 minutes. The oil got warmer, thinned out, and then that's when you'd start to hear the vibrating or the clicking sound coming out of this motor. Well, hello, Miss Roxy's. How are you doing? Yeah. All right, so here's where we're at. We've taken apart, removed all the old, not the old, but the sewing machine oil. So we pulled that out. We put 10W, not 10W30. Shit, it's 3-in-1 SA20. We put this in there, some thicker oil, because we're trying to keep the ball bearing smooth as much as we can against that little divot that was down in the bottom of the reservoir. So we are going to put this back on, but first we're going to make sure we have the idler wheel set at the correct position, at least according to the manual. We are using the aftermarket idler wheel from Audio Vault, and that is a thicker rubber. It is a thicker overall wheel, but that's the only one I have for this Garrard table. If I wanted to use one of the original ones, I'll either have to spend time refurbishing it or send it off to Voice of Music to have them swap it out for a rebuilt one. And I'm just kind of tired of looking at this rascal. So we're going to use the factory settings or the service manual settings to make sure the top of the idler wheel on this support post is level with this post right here. And then we're going to reinstall the motor. Before we get too far into this in testing speed, we're going to make sure that that oil is thick enough to where that motor is doesn't make any noise when it's running. Okay, so we ran it for 20 minutes while it was attached to the board here. The motor's, it's warm, it's hot, but it's not so much to where I have to pull my fingers from it, which is an improvement from where it was at. It didn't make the clanking noise. So